Hi all, and welcome back to the Hangar with Xcraft. I know it's been a little bit since I posted a video. However, summertime's here, and life happens, and it's kind of pulled me away a little bit. But I'm back, going to try to do a couple videos here, and we're going to start with our next project is going to be the Tamiya F190A8 R2, so you can build either variant A8 or the R2. I have not built this kit. I haven't read any comments specifically. I haven't researched it or anything. Knowing Tamiya, it's going to be a good kit. I'm not worried about that. So I wouldn't hesitate to buy Tamiya brand stuff. This is a 2005 kit. And I am sure it is. I'm sure it's going to be a good one. This is specifically. We got a kit number on here. 95. Okay. Here we go. 61095 star 2800. Is the kit number I'm seeing on this box. So again, in general, nice kits, nice box art too. That's a cool picture. I might do this variant. I like the black. This this design on the side with the red outline. I think looks pretty cool. So we might do that. I'm not sure exactly. Opening up, we got the instruction manual to start with. Of course, this, like I said, can be built in a few variants. So we've got different options here, again, pretty typical Tamiya instructions, clear, concise. I've never had a problem with Tamiya, really anything, to be quite frank with you. I don't see a parts count on the box. Sometimes you'll find that on boxes, other times you won't. This particular one, I don't see one. It's a pretty sparse kit, but I don't think that takes away from its build. I'm going to guess probably if you're going to do upgrades to this, it might be cockpit and maybe engine, if you wanted to make open panels or something, or add plug wires or whatever. So starting, you see a cowl here in the box. This is the upper part, and the lower part is separate pieces. And then we've got this little guy here, this tree. We got a propeller on here. This is going to be for either an A8 or an R2 variant, and looks like some panels, probably for the gun doors, or the gun access panels, I should say. Spinner. Looks like oh, that's pitot tube there. Clear tree with two possible canopies, the opening section of the canopy. There's different holes. This one has two in it. This one has one in it. Obviously, one is for an A8, one's for an R2. Windshield is the same, and then you got these little side windows. Side windows. The Focke Wulf doesn't have side windows. I don't know right offhand where those are going to go. We'll find out. Okay, so next bag, we got a couple trees in this one. Here's the wing bottom with the landing gear doors. Pretty straightforward. Look how small this is, though. I mean, I can span. It's right about the same width of the tip of my thumb to my pinky. So it's a small model, but the Focke Wulf was a small aircraft in reality. So they weren't really big. Here's another good show of that. Here's the fuselage, so you can see. I mean, it's this wide, so it's pretty small. I'm sorry, not wide, long. So this tree, we've got bombs, tires, drop tank, fuselage halves. Looks like some rockets. Dash. Yeah, there's that tiny dash. Here's the gun panel access, or the gun access. This goes up in front, just in front of the cockpit, and it flips back up onto the windshield. so you can access the guns. And, well, here's a good sign of what kind of parts count we got, because this is the last tree already. Wing halves, top wing halves, elevators, these tiny, tiny elevators. And another prop for the other variant. Here's the cockpit. I mean, that's pretty tiny. Oh, we got a pilot. Okay, I mean, that's pretty... He's pretty generic looking. Yeah, he's pretty generic looking, but we'll paint him up, and maybe if we're gonna leave it open canopy, I'm not sure what we'll do there. So, and then we've got here's one of the color variants. This is the one. This is the box art, Black 8. So this is the box art. This is the one that's got the black artwork with the red outline on it that we might do. I've got one similar to that, black with the yellow outline in a 32nd scale up there in my cabinet. And it's just cool. I usually don't always go for box art because I like to do something different, but when I see something that I really like, whether it's box art or not, I'll do it because just because I like it. And this is a pretty cool. This is a pretty attractive one. I like it. So I think we'll stick with that. So that's in the box also. And then of course we've got this is just kind of trash in my book. It gives you it's not trash. If you're new to this hobby, there are some tips in here that'll help you. But if you're an experienced hobbyist, that's kind of useless. And then we've got our decal sheet. Let's see here. Oh, we got masks. Awesome. So there's canopy masks. I like that. And they're the yellow ones. I like the yellow ones. You can use a little bit of charcoal dust and rub it over here, and the outlines of the masks pop out really. Oh, these are actually, I'm sorry, that's a dumb statement because these are already outlined. So you don't have to pick around. Sometimes there's just a number or a letter there and you can't see the edges. So if you use a little charcoal dust on them, it brings those edges out. But not necessary here. Thank you, Tamiya. And here's our decal sheet. There's those decals that go up front, the black ones with the red outline. Maybe we'll paint that. Maybe we'll just use the decals. Probably use the decals. That'd be a lot of difficult masking to try to get that red, and I don't want to hand paint it because it'll look hand painted. I'd rather spray it. But we got some good decals. There's some decal seat belts. I'm gonna have to do something about that because they look like decals and they don't look good. Oh, here's something interesting. You don't see this real often anymore. Actual swastikas in a German kit. A lot of times now they come in multiple pieces, so you can't just look at it and see the swastika on it. Note that in the box art, there is no swastika on the tail in any of the box art, which is pretty typical these days. You couldn't sell this kit in Germany if it had the swastikas on it. It's illegal to display the swastika there in any way. So like if you do radio controlled airplanes or anything like that, you can't have a true historical representation with a swastika on it. Here in the United States, it's not as big a deal. I've flown RC for many years and had a large-scale Stuka with a swastika on it. And I never had any problems. You know, I've heard stories of people being called, Nazis because they had a swastika on their tail, but it's just a historical representation. Just because it's on the airplane doesn't mean I'm a Nazi, right? I put these on all of my airplanes because that's the way they were built then, and I feel like if I'm building models to be historically accurate, it's going to get the swastika on it because that's the way they were. So anyways, nice decal sheet. We got black 8, we got red 8. there's some cool artwork here. I always save your old decals to the leftover decals too, because you just don't know if you're gonna want to do something. Maybe I get another brand of Focke Wulf, but there's a set of decals on this sheet that I like that I want to use. Then I've got them in my stash. They also come with the spinner decals. Now these things can be real tricky. They can be real tricky to get on and get to lay right, and work right. And I've painted a few, hand painted a few, and I've used some decals on a few, and I've had good results and I've had bad results going both ways. I've used these decals before, and they just kind of flopped right on and laid perfectly. And I've had others that I've had to fight and fight and fight and couldn't get to lay right. So those can be a little tricky. But if you're going to hand paint those, remember, those are hand painted out in the field by guys with paintbrushes. So if they're not perfect, that's okay. You're building historical representation. They don't have to be perfect. It's just a swirl so you can see the spinner spinning. We put yellow tips on our propellers so you could tell and see where the propeller was spinning. Germans put it on the spinner so you could tell it was spinning. So just a neat variant. They look kind of cool when they're turning too. You get sort of this psychedelic effect if you're looking like straight on with it, the way if the engine's turning slow enough. So anyways, nice decal sheet. Oh, what do we got in here? There's another sheet, a very small one. This is I'm not sure exactly what these are for right offhand. We'll find that out along the way. They're labeled left and right. I don't think these would be landing gear. Why would you put decals on the landing gear doors? I'm not sure. So maybe walkway panels? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find that out though. So anyways, this Focke Wulf Tamiya kit. It looks good. I don't think we'll have any issues with this one at all, as usual, when it comes to a Tamiya kit. So we're going to get to working on this here real soon, and we'll be back with our next video when we get to there. So here's your reminder to please keep your fingers out of the glue.